guys, welcome in. Press that like button as you come in. Take a seat. Wow, we can see what go on in this deal or no deal. Let us judge. Let us be the judge. We can judge. That's it. We can judge. We're gonna judge here today. Something in right. What is it? Guys, I'm just giving a couple more seconds and then we get started. Oh, I slept way. We're gonna get it right. Hey guys, welcome in. Take a seat and put a like in that. Press that button and put a like. Come on guys. Gotta like up this video. And we're gonna dive in to see what went wrong. Deal or no deal? Why did PNC, I shouldn't say PNC because it looked like it have a rift in there because of that. So it's divided again because they some thought it's a good deal other than just coming out empty-handed. Last region 4, that's a no-no. Come on, that's a no-no. Why did Terrence Ali walk away from a deal and rather come out without region 4 in his hand? What's the reason? What's the cause? What was his feelings? What is it? What really is it? Right? You understand? A decision like that should have made with the leaders, and I think now one man pulling the string like that. So ooh. I want to get this music after this music stop first. So that's crazy. Why would he rather walk away without region 4 in your hands? Why? What's the reason? So we can find out. What's it? So Odessa cleared the air. She said, listen. She put it on the floor. So we don't understand what's going on. That's supposed to be the ticket for PNC, You already lost the election. At least you could have hold on in region 4. Why you choose not to? I'm getting the live up. Oh, yes. I gotta wait for this. Let me see. Okay, yeah, I turn on this music for copyright. Yes, guys, we're gonna dive into Odessa Live, Win Party Live, and we gonna dive into it, and we can make our own judgment. We here to judge. Yes, we can do the judge. We gotta wonder why. Oh my gosh, I'm in sympathy for PNC. I'm a PNC sympathy now. You guys know I was, against Norton because I feel Norton then, did the job he's supposed to do. He go there to do a job he did not. He get comfortable. The guy, in my option, the guy was collecting money and, He didn't do the job. So I wanted him to go. And you guys know I endorsed Terrence Campbell. I was rooting for him. But the guy come in and the guy just make a wrong move.
Who I deem the most loyal person across
Wait,
the.
wait, wait. Let me get back to this.
And so,
All right, I gotta get this down. Okay, guys, bear with me. I don't want the music because I can get copyright on this music here. We can figure out. Listen, we all is judge. We're gonna judge. We gotta, I keep telling, I keep telling PNC supporters, come out your feelings, and you got to. Guys, I just trying to get this part, so just bear with me. You gotta come at your feelings, and you can't wait till your house fall down before you point out somebody. I said not every leader somebody put up to you, you gotta accept. Not every leader, somebody that stands as a leader, you gotta accept. Oh, this person is a business person. That doesn't mean this person, able to carry on. Politics and business is two different things, you understand? So you gotta be careful. You can't just when somebody give you something, you just shove it in your mouth and eat it. You're looking at examine it. What is it? Yeah? Since somebody give you something, they can poke it in your mouth and you just eat it. I sure nobody can come and just poke food down in your mouth. And you most time you gonna stop with your hands. Most time if somebody come in, even if it's a relative or whatever. Sometimes even if it's your own husband or wife, or if it's your mother and father, come with a spoon or something and go some putting something in your mouth. Most time you take your hands, right? And block it first. It says, what's this? Most time we does that. Don't matter how close this person is to you. So if they come in, taste this, and before you could say anything, they done with the spoon to your mouth, right? Most time you stick your hands and block it and then watch and see what first. Most time, right? So why if somebody give you a leader, you gotta put it right away, you gotta put it down, and you going down with for this person, you really don't know the person motive, if the person capable, if the person you don't know, you just accept it. So for me, as when the person call, okay, you become here back. When the person call with the food, now you gonna say wait, and then you gonna watch the food. Me don't look good, me wonder. You understand? Even if it's somebody close to you, you might say, I don't eat though, I don't want it. Look, don't look good. Me wonder why you bringing it to me. That's be our reaction, right? This be our reaction. Sometimes you look at it and it already, then you say, then you taste it. You understand? Sometimes you even take the spoon out their hand and then take a little piece, little piece and see, what is it. Listen, guys, no leader mustn't come in as a leader and you just swallow it out, watching for see, twisting and turning to see if you can swallow it or anything. You understand? You just can't do that. You just can't do that. You gotta examine. The guy come in and from the start he make a bad deal. That's it. Something with a song. The song. I think they had a song problem on the live. So we gotta wait till the song come back. Guys, I'm telling you, I don't want, people might see I'm here like, oh gosh. Listen, I always tell you guys, I like a fair playing field. You understand? If you don't got a good opposition, you could never get a good government, right? Good opposition keep the government fit on the fire And we, the people, would benefit because the government then going to do better. The opposition going to do the work. If opposition is not doing the work, I'm going to call them out. Sorry, I'm not just going to take something and swallow it.
A press statement which will not have all of the nuances.
Come on, where are you going?
Win party, and so she would have been spearheading, or should have been spearheading the negotiation between Win and the other members of the opposition. And so, what we're gonna do first is we're gonna have Odessa just give us a little bit of backdrop as it relates to
what those
conversations and what happened and what led to what happened yesterday. So, Odessa, over to you to give the people the truth.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God. First of all, I want to start by saying that I want to start in a different place and then get to this place, if that's okay. There has been a lot that was peddled on social media, which I plan to address as much as I possibly can on this forum and other forums, because it needs to be made very clear, with PNC members spewing a lot of lies, a series of lies, starting with the fact that we would have broken up or destroyed the legacy of Burnham. I believe that until the PNC can come to the place to accept that they have been a successful failure, that they would not be able to change their current position, because unless you start from the place of accepting that we would have failed, we would have erred, we would have wronged our people, I don't see the party going anywhere. So if you are going to refer to anybody as failing the PNC, I'd suggest you start with the leadership of the PNC, and not attack people like myself and Tabitha and Natasha and Don and so on, who had somewhat of a relationship in some case, well, in the case of the three of them, held positions in the party. I, for one, do not believe that you're born at this and die at that. You know, a lot of people say, I was born a PP or born a PNC and I can die. Listen, I was born a black woman and I don't see myself dying as any other thing other than a black woman. And so, you know, that is a sad situation when people put themselves in a place where they feel as though they're indebted to a party for a lifetime because this is the party that you joined, or your parents and their parents and so on were part of. If the party is not serving you, is not serving the best interest of the people, then you are not a mountain, you are not a tree, and even trees sway. You have that free ambit to move and to either go to another party that suits your likeness, or you form or be part of a formed party that does so.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things I wanted to clear before we even get into the meat of what has happened. Now, in this equation as it relates to WIN and PNC, I know a lot of people will want to say, oh, they're not.
Okay, guys, can you just put a like, just like the button, just tap the button and put a like on it. Thank you.
At PNC, they're APNU and so on, whatever you call yourself, it's okay. As it relates to us and them, they are, in this equation, the more experienced political party, having been in existence for 60 plus years. And as such, one would expect that based on the fact that they have a wealth of experience, that they would have reached out to us, the newcomers, to say, you know what, let us sit down and discuss the way forward, because in order for us to move forward as a people, we have to be able to come to certain agreements, because the nation depends on it. Because the people who supported us, the people who supported the PNC, they are all anti-government people. They're all anti-PPP people. And that is why they would have gone to either or parties as well as Forward Guyana. And so for all of us on that side of the coin, what we have in common is, I don't know if enemy is a strong word, but we have a common enemy. And so, as such, if we are going to move forward against a government that has financial wealth as well as experience and wicked deeds on their side, then even though we are going to be representing our people individually, they are positions on which we must work on together.
Yeah.
And so, having that in mind, I am the person who reached out to the PNC. The PNC did not reach out to us.
Correct.
So, for to even put out a statement by the leader who I deem the most loyal person across there, to put out a statement to say that win wants it all could never be correct. Because if we wanted it all, we would not have been the one reaching out with you to negotiate in the best interest of the people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So that is what happened. I reached out, and I reached out to Aubrey because while Terence is there, based on the information that was put out in the public, to me, Terence is in charge of the parliamentary aspect of things, while Aubrey still governs the party as a whole. So I reached out to Aubrey. Aubrey and I had a couple of engagements thereafter. And that would have been via phone. Him calling me or I calling him to say we'd like to have this or we'd like to have that. And let me explain specifically, because I don't want to have vague discussions. Let us get very specific.
Very specific.
One of the things in Aubrey's first call with me that he said, we would like to negotiate these 4 regions, right? I said, and what might those 4 regions be? He said, Region 7, Region 4, Region 10, and Region 8. I said to him, Aubrey, there is no need to negotiate for Region 7
Yeah.
because we outright won that region.
Correct.
And whether or not you support us or any other party supports us, if we vote for ourselves, we will
We
win.
have the majority. Yeah.
For those people who are looking at the live, I would like to give some clarity to that discussion numerically. So in Region 7, in terms of seating for that region, we have 8 seats in that region. PVP has
Yes.
5 seats in that region,
Right.
AFC 1 and PNC 1. Right? So it's PNC 5, AFC 1, PPP, APNU 1, and WIN 8.
Yes.
Right? So if you look at the 8, even if you add the other parties, if you add PNC, AFC, and
PPP.
APNU, you will still get 7 seats.
Yeah.
Right? So if we outright voted for ourselves, it therefore means that we would win both the vice chair as well as the chairmanship in that region.
Correct.
If I'm correct there, Cleon?
Correct is
Very
right.
correct.
Very correct.
Right, but Aubrey didn't get that. And he also said Region 10. I said
be the
to him,
Manchester.
Aubrey, well, you know, PNC always got an issue with numbers. I said to him also, while a similar yet different numerical representation is in Region 10, where in Region 10, WIN won 9 seats, PNC got 5 seats, Forward Guyana
Got 1.
1 seat, and PPP got 3 seats.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, unless the 3 of them come together, there is no way we could have a tie in the region, right? Because WIN has 9 seats. So WIN has the combined grouping in terms of numbers of seats. So the only how any other party could win in that region is to have a collaboration with both Forward Guyana and PPP.
Correct.
So it therefore means, based on what we see in that region, that the people in that region prefers to have WIN manage the affairs of the region.
Agreed.
Agreed.
Because if you look at it, in a individual against the number in APNU, it therefore means that most double times the amount of the people say we don't want PNC, we had enough of them, we sick of them.
Yes.
That is what that number says.
Correct.
Right? So I said that I don't foresee there's a need to. The people in Region 10, I had a discussion with them because in all these discussions with Aubrey, I have said that even though I can say certain things to you, I still have to go back to the party to hear what they have to say. The people in Region 10 prefer to not go through making an arrangement, and I share that with them because at the end of the day, it's not what Odessa Primus want or what the Mohammeds want. And to add clarity to a statement that I've seen publicly coming out of someone from the PNC, at no point did any of these negotiations take place between any member of the Mohammeds family or the Mohammeds and the PNC. So that engagement has never happened. I am the person that was speaking with these people. Any arrangements was being had between me and a meeting that was supposed to happen that never happened, that we will get to later on in the discussion. Now, when I said that to Aubrey, Aubrey agreed. Now, if we were to move to Region 8, in Region 8, let me give you the seating arrangement so you can get some idea as to what that looks like. PPP got 7 seats, WIN got 7 seats, and PNC has one seat in that region. Now, in that region, it therefore means that in order for any one of us, well, there are two ways, but the way that we were looking at is that the PNC will give us their vote for the chairmanship. And I, in turn, asked what they would like to have. Perhaps if they would want to be on one of the commissions or those sorts of things, like to govern one of those things, or, like what are you guys looking for? Aubrey said we would like to have the vice chair in that region. Remember, I'm speaking to Aubrey in my individual capacity, but on behalf of the party. So I am saying my personal views to you now, because I have to go back to the party, as I would have shared with him, to hear what is the party's stance in these matters.
Yeah.
I said, Aubrey, let me tell you how I feel about this. 771 says the people in region, they don't want you. Right?
Yeah.
It is either us or the PVP that they feel more comfortable with governing them. So you're going to give us the chair. What do you want? He said vice chair. I said, well, the truth is, it's not my heart's desire to say yes to that, because clearly I am here to represent the will of the people.
Exactly.
But if that is the grounds on which we are going to negotiate, if that is what you have on the table and that is what you want, I would be inclined to agree, even though it's not what I would prefer to do. But I will share that with the party. I did share it with the party. The party felt the very same way I felt. However, the majority ruled and the majority said, let's give them the vice chair. I then reached out back.
Wow.
I said, Aubrey, I spoke with these people. They said, give you all the vice chair. We take the chair. Right?
Yeah.
No problem, agreed.
Wow.
Let's move on. Now, in Region 4, I got a call today from 4 different members of the PNC saying that we wanted the chairmanship in Region 4. Now, that is a lie from the pit of hell.
Wow.
And I don't know if Aubrey has a mill over there that manufactures lies. But at no point did we ever say we would like to have the chairmanship in Region 4. No point.
Correct.
That was never on the table. It was never said by us.
Yeah.
It was never said by them. It was never said by anybody.
Maybe that was an
No,
internal thing to get his
I
people to sway a certain way.
And I get that completely because that man has a web of lies that he's spinning over there all the time. Now, let me tell you, we said we will give y'all the chair. Y'all can get the
vice chair.
we can get the vice chair. Now, in Region 4, however, it's a little peculiar situation where it's not up to us and APNU alone. Because Forward Guyana has a seat there that we also need in order to get more votes than the PVP in that region. Now, this conversation wasn't had with Aubrey, so let me clarify this part of it. I said, what are we going to give to Forward Guyana for their seat, for their vote? Sorry. I was told that Forward Guyana would like to have the public works, right? I said, even without consulting the party, that I do not foresee the party having any problems giving. Are you hearing me still?
Yeah, we're hearing you.
Why am I? Are you hearing me?
We're hearing you.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes, I said I do not foresee party. Okay, I do not foresee the party having a problem giving public works to Forward Guyana. So I could safely say, go ahead and make the arrangements with Forward Guyana, so that you guys can have the chairmanship and as the vice, and we will give them that. In fact, I further added that in Region 10, because Apostle is Region 10, you have, and that is Apostle Nigel London, who is part of Fort Guyana. So I was saying, and I said to our people in Region 10, do not make any uh, concrete decisions as it relates to these different commissions and whatever else that they have up there that you can offer, just in case Fort Guyana feel as though a lot of people with their strengths might be over there in that region, and they want to give them an opportunity to serve on one of these, well, not boards, but commissions and so on. And I share that as well. So to see a statement coming out of the PNC that says that we wanted everything, it is pure wickedness.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that they say, you know what, we couldn't come to an agreement. But what I would like to add further is when all of this is said and done, because I will go back and forth in this conversation, because I also want to go back to the meeting that didn't happen, which you guys were privy to.
Yeah.
Because you were there for that meeting. But what I was told at the end of before the end of this meeting is that they wanted to know, as it relates to the GCOM placements and so on that you have for scrutineers, deputy scrutineers, assistant scrutineers, and so on, if we are going to give them any of those, because that is automatic to us. I said that in all fairness, I don't see why we would have a problem giving you all a few of these. But I cannot definitively say we can give you a 5, 10, or 100. I will have to speak to the party to hear what their position is, because I don't have a problem with this. Right? And I was told, okay, they're willing to have discussions as it relates to Parliament and so on. I said, well, I did reach out to Aubrey as it relates to Parliament and having discussions, because obviously, if we're going in there as a opposition to serve our people, we want to ensure that we serve people to the best of our ability. While I may not be part of the PNC, at the end of the day, if we're saying that we have a common goal, which is to ensure the people are taken care of, because the PPP is very vindictive and one-sided and not looking after everybody, and as much as they out here jumping up and down, shouting one Guyana in a very divided nation that they themselves have played a significant role in dividing. Let us look at, where people are going to be placed, who's going to shadow where, what we're going to, agree to do, and so on, in the best interest of the people.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't want to put somebody in win to shadow a ministry that the PNC has somebody who is more capable of serving. Because at the end of the day, this is not about win or the PNC. This is about the people who've elected us to serve in this country.
Yeah.
All right, and at that point, I was told that, well, let me go back to my party and see whatever it is. But at the end of the day, if we are not prepared and willing to give them the vice chairmanship in Region 10, then all of the deal is off of the table. There is no negotiation, no nothing.
Yeah.
I came back to my party. My party was okay with giving everything except the vice chair in Region 10.
And you should add Region 7 as well, because we, like you said,
Right,
we outrightly won 7.
Right, but additionally, Cleon, one of the things that was said to me before the end of that meeting is that if we're unable to come to an agreement, that the PNC is in a position where they're ready and prepared to negotiate with the PPP.
Wow.
that was said
That
to
is a
me in
conversation
plain
with who?
words. Terrence.
Oh, okay.
That was said to me in plain words.
Don't worry, they're
Additionally,
gonna go and put out a
because I don't
statement
want
saying
to-
Terrence doesn't speak for the PNC or the APNU.
That is okay, but I'm not the person who put you in charge over there at the parliament and so on. So they need to put out whatever statement they feel like putting out. I ain't concerned. He called me for us to speak in the best interest of the people.
Yeah.
Terrence is somebody who I hold dear to me. He's a friend or has been a friend. I don't know what position he has taken, but my thing is, at the end of the day, what is before us is bigger than myself. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than Terrence.
Correct.
It is bigger than the PNC, and it is much bigger than Win.
Yeah.
And so, if we are going to be different, because in my opinion, I'm here with Win because I want to be a part of a movement that is different,
Yeah.
that is not for a particular race, that is not for a particular class, that is for Guyanese and has the best interests of Guyanese at
Yes.
heart. And so, at the end of the day, whether or not I would have been happy having meetings with Norton or not, this is not about Odessa.
Yeah.
If it is in the best interest of the people for me to sit at a table with Norton, then my ass need to be sitting at a table with Norton.
Yeah.
Because I am not here to serve myself.
Yeah.
I'm here to serve the people.
Correct.
And there are things that were said to me that has made me very uncomfortable in a decision-making period where I have to hear, oh, the FBI is going to come for Mohammed soon, so you guys need to make a decision with us. I mean, first of all, I am not a Mohammed. Nobody's coming for me. I would like to make that very clear. And so I don't want anybody to feel as though they're going to bully or bamboozle me into making a decision because of the Mohammed situation. The Mohammed seem to be doing perfectly fine. Rich people don't have poor people problems. Those people are quite capable of sorting themselves out without us. This is a party. It's not an individual that has something going on. While the party may have started on the likeness of Azadin Mohammed, the party is not a person. The party, we have moved from an Azadin Mohammed to a Tabitha, to a Cleon, to a Natasha, to a Vishnu Pandey, to all the people over there in Borbis and Bartika. This is not about an individual anymore. So don't you try to make me feel as though I have to do something. We're here talking about something. Let us speak as civilized people. Don't try to pressure me into anything. More importantly, in that meeting, I said if the PNC, and I want to go on record saying that Odessa Primus said that if the PNC went against us and made a deal with the PPP, that I will ensure that they remember that for as long as possible. I will make a mess out here because y'all is past me. But tell me that if we can't come to an agreement, you never say, you know what, if we in agreement, we can stand down. You can go and make a deal with the PPP. And one that is stupid at that, where you would have lost in the region that has the largest voting population. I mean, how stupid is that?
We're gonna get to that because
that don't show no business sense, no common sense, no sense whatsoever.
the funny thing about it all though, Odessa, is that they're gloating on social media as if they have achieved some milestone.
Exactly.
And for me, I'm looking and I'm reading the statements, I'm reading the comments, I'm reading the supposed jabs that people are throwing. And you would believe that they have achieved something great. When in the essence, after losing everything at the election, you lost Region 10, you lost Region 4, you lost everything that the PNC had prior to the elections. You then come to a point where you were able to regain the chair of Region 4 if you would have come to the agreement with Win. You were able to get a part of Region 8,
Which
vice
never got
chair,
anything.
but you would rather strike a deal with the PPP that gives you the chair of Region 10, 30 plus thousand votes, as compared to having the chair of Region 4, over 200,000. And yet still, they're trying to paint a picture, oh, Win is so immature, they don't have political sense and da-da-da-da-da. But at the end of the day, when you look at it for what it is, when you look at the result, who looks as though they don't have political sense? Win came into this
Or
with
any
nothing.
sensible player.
Win came into this with nothing. And at the end of the day, we were able to prove that we can outclass you at an election even after 3 months.
Exactly.
But yet still you think that you had the upper hand and you strike deals within your best interest. If any one of them could look into the mirror and watch at themselves and say, we strike a deal that was within the best interest of our party without laughing at themselves, something definitely wrong over in Congress place. Because it's ludicrous. You know, I'm going to get into this just now, but Tabitha, I don't know if you have anything before Odessa continue, because I know there are more details as it relates to the actual negotiation meeting that we were supposed to have. Then we're going to come back more to the results, and we're going to try to paint a picture or support it with evidence of how we know or what definitely showed that they were colluding with the PVP all along. So, Tabby, I don't know.
I just wanted to say something on the view that came from somewhere in the PNC that we were interested in the chairmanship of Region 4. I find that ludicrous on so many different levels, because when we looked at the numbers, we were looking at where the people voted, how the people voted, what exactly the people wanted in these regions, and how we could facilitate that at the level of the region in terms of who becomes chair and vice chair.
Correct.
And when we looked at Region 4, we recognized that we got third. APNU got 9 seats, we got 8 seats. And so there's no way we can come to APNU and say we need a chair when it's obvious that we had 8 seats and they had 9. So to somebody to go and tell anybody in the PNC that we were asking for chair, it's disingenuous, and I'm hoping that this is just some rumor and that it did not come from anybody that you were actually talking to, Odessa, because if it did, it shows the level of the leadership of the PNC, that they would go to that length to try to paint Win in a particular way. And I just want to make it very clear that nobody in Win at any time suggested, thought about getting the chairmanship of Region 4, because we recognize that we were third in that. And what we wanted to do was to ensure that Region 4 did not go to the PPP. And that meant collaborating with the APNU and Forward Guyana in some way, shape, or form to ensure that Region 4 does not get into the hands of the PPP. That was our agenda.
Right.
And if that meant that the APNU got the chair and we got the vice chair, we could have had discussions around what that could look like, and we could work with that. But to come with that about us wanting chairmanship, I think it's ludicrous. And if there's anybody saying that anywhere, I hope it stops now, because we're saying here that never came from.
Never.
No, it ain't gonna stop. We gotta keep telling them that it ain't gonna stop. Believe you me, because at this point, the only thing they can do to try and salvage this nonsense and the devastating state of the PNC right now is to continue to lie to themselves. And by lying to yourself, you then got to lie to those who are supposed to be the people who are close to you, let's say the central exec, and by virtue or extension, your supporters. You know, and it was amazing to see yesterday the many comments and jabs that came out, which was obvious that the information was shared internally, because everybody came with this position that Win did this to the PNC. Everybody had this narrative that Win took a position to do X, Y, and Z because they wanted everything. And so everybody decided that no, they're going to come and they're going to attack Win. I know whether or not they know the truth. I mean, at some point in time, I do hope that they sit down and they really try to process and think through. Because, for example, when we look at Region 4, when we look at the results of Region 4, the results were, for the chair, PPP got 18 votes. The PNC got 8 votes. You have 9 councillors. Now ask yourself, with you having 9 councillors having to
only
vote,
get 8 votes.
how you get 8 votes?
Somebody
With
from
PPP having
PNC vote,
17
exactly.
councillors.
And getting 18
Get
votes.
18. Mind you, when decided that we would abstain from voting, reason being, because while in that process, we got word of what happened in Region 8 and Region 10. And when we realized that these people are really hell-bent on working with the PPP to ensure that Win is shafted, we decided that we will abstain from this process. And why did we do that? Just for clarity for the people out there. We did that so that we could have gotten the evidence or a clear understanding to show where the votes were going. We knew that somebody from the APNU would have had to cross lines in order for the PVP to win, even if we vote with the APNU. And so we decided to abstain. We went through a process. You see the Life of Guyana, like live, what the page name? Live in Guyana, like to post. They post a picture with Win talking to FMG. Little do they know that what we were doing is devising a strategy for FMG also to confirm their support for APNU while we abstain. So let me share this, which is some more information. So FMG supported APNU, which would have given them a vote, but APNU only got 8. What does that suggest?
Two
Two
persons
persons
from
from
PNC
APNU had to cross
exactly
the aisle for the PPP.
and vote for PPP.
One of them had to spoil the vote based on the results, and one of them voted for the PPP. So what they did, they took all necessary measures to ensure that the PPP got the chair.
Oh
You know,
my
and these are
gosh.
nothing that you can make up. A lot of people wonder why we abstain.
Right.
But
Wait, let me take a second and digest this. So two person from PNC vote for the PPP in Region 4. Let me digest this.
based on what happened in 10 and 8, we had to take a measure to get the evidence to show that they were bent on supporting the PPP. But yet still they come out and say, Win decided not to vote with them for Region 4. And we decided not to vote because you're sellouts.
Right.
Simply put. So yes, Odessa.
You could
So
imagine, Cleon, if I could add just for a second, during the elections campaign, and I'm speaking to the general elections at this point, you would have seen the PNC putting out a number of things about Adriana's death. About there's always this picture with this woman covered in mud and mucker and tears because of the demolition of the structure there, and you talk about lives or in Boston and all those people who would have died.
yeah.
And make it appear as though the PVP is such an enemy, and they are. Don't get me wrong, they are. They are everything that the PNC say they are. They're that and some. But you could imagine coming to the place to say, I'm going to go with these people who have done so much to our people just so that we can get a position. Because this is not about party and the will of the people anymore. This is about ensuring that you get a position in some place. And so that one person even said to me after these discussions were had and the elections were over, you know, the PNC has always been in charge of Region 10 and they just want to ensure they have a seat in there and so on. First of all, what the PNC needed to ensure is that they did the work for the people in Region 10.
Yeah.
That they did not fail the people in Region 10, so the people would not come out resoundingly and vote for Win.
Yes.
Because a lot of people have moved away from this stupid race voting. Oh,
Exactly.
because this one is black, we go here, or this one is Indian, we go there. A lot of people have moved away from that. And people are sick and tired, quite frankly, of both PNC and PPP.
Exactly. I keep telling you, this race voting, PNC got to get it straight. Afro Guyanese are moving away. People sick of that. Listen, we want Guyanese, we want Guyana, we Guyanese, and we if not. So they got the old thing with this race voting. They got to move away from. I was saying it since in the election when they were running the campaign. I say your message is not reaching the other races, and you cannot win election with your base alone. You know, when you see Afro Guyanese are going over to PPP, Afro Guyanese would win, and you're not attracting the other race, that they making sense to me. That they making sense?
PNC and PPP, because of the selfish way in which they have been governing this nation for the most part. And so it is sad that the will of the people will not be represented in Region 10 because the PNC decided that they are going to make a deal with the PPP. as well as in Region 8. None of the PNC people seem to be talking about Region 8, you know. Region 8, those people voted against a win for the PPP. So I cannot begin to understand how that is not put out there or why that is not put out there and so forth. It makes no sense to me. Absolutely no sense. You're putting out stories and so on that suits your likeness. Oh, when I noticed there's this lady, I had to block her today. Maybe one of you could tell her, she named Patricia from the PNC. She coming on to me page whole day posting rubbish. I just blocked Patricia because she propaganda mill is not going to be spinning on my page whole day. Patricia needs psychiatric evaluation. You are going to look at region, tell me, oh, but when vote for the PPP in Region 5, when give the vote to PPP in Region 5. Madam Patricia, if you would engage your brain for a moment, you would see in Region 5 that the APNU got 4 seats. The PPP got 11 and we got 3.
Yeah.
So, madam, even if we vote or don't vote or nobody vote or there's a mistake, PPP was going to win that region unless you are a miracle worker or an one of the highest order.
Yeah.
Right?
But there's the thing, right? They try to
win.
use that to salvage, to try and salvage some amount of pride. And this is what people need to understand. If we did not abstain from Region 4, how the narrative that they are pushing
Exactly.
could have affected us in a negative sense. Because with what happened in Region 5, as you were alluding to, imagine what they would have said about Region 4 when that ballot would have been counted and you hear 18 for PPP. They would have said it's a win person voted for the PPP.
Exactly.
You understand? And so...
Wait, so yeah, we getting this clearly. We trying, y'all take this in. So in Region 4, PPP get 2 extra votes. There we go again. PPP get 2 extra votes when party did not vote at all. So where did the 2 vote come from? So somebody from PNC cross over to PPP and vote. You see what we talking about? You see what we speaking about? So if when you see everything happen for a reason and a purpose. So if when they put the vote there, guess what? They would have run with the narrative. Oh, PPP, and we tell you a vote for win is a vote for PPP. So they rather sacrifice Region 4 for, oh my God.
So it is very interesting the way things panned out. And I am happy that the Guyanese populace gets a chance to see post-campaign. In order for Guyana to grow, PPP must go. But now, in order for Guyana to grow, I don't even like saying
the APNU coalition has to go. No, but
the PPP APNU must go. This is how we got to put it in 2030. So we already got the slogan coined for 2030, because at the end of the day, like you rightfully said, it doesn't matter whether or not you did not come to an agreement that is favorable to you. You have to sit down and weigh the pros and the cons at the end of the day. And if it means like you feel, oh, I might be selling myself short if I don't get the Region 10 vice chair or what's not, at least there were numerous offers on the tables for you to take. And the fact that you would go a route that resulted in you getting less than you would have gotten had you supported
This
win.
spoiled child behavior.
You know, it suggests clearly that you are not interested.
But it's more than spoiled child behavior, Odessa. And this is what I hope people get from what is happening here. People are saying, yes, we are neophytes in this thing. We are new. We don't know how to play politics. But 2 things are happening. One, the 2 major parties who've been in existence for over 60 years do not want a third party that has say in the process.
Yeah.
And so they are willing to work together to push out the third party so that it would only be the 2 of them involved in politics in Guyana. So they are willing to go the lengths to ensure that there is no third force. in this country. So that is one. The second thing is that somehow I don't understand what goes on in the head of the leader of the APNU, PNC. But in my assessment and analysis of what is happening, they are willing to go without, not be able to represent the people that voted for them, and lie their way out of it to blame somebody else. I don't know what you call that.
Stupidity.
That is more than stupidity.
Yes, that's the word.
Okay, let me just address this. You see, I don't know. Listen, I'm not a politician. I'm just a citizen, right? And I don't understand. In this era of 2025, right? When in Guyana, we have crossover race. When it's a crossover race, we have mixed marriage. We have Douglas children. We have your friends, Indian, blacks, mixing, everybody mixing. This is a new generation, right? And this new generation is walk away from that, right? You cannot be as a political party continue to beat the race music, right? Or if you're black, they expect you to vote that way. That is not working anymore. And they continue in 2025 election, and they continue. I telling you, I did not see. I watch and I say, why isn't these people attracting other race? Where is the message? Where is somebody? I did not see it, and I was very much, surprised and want to know what is going on. Who is in charge? Running this campaign? Who's making these decisions? When you look at PPP campaign, and first time in history, you see the amount of Afro-Guyanese leading in PPP frontline in the campaign. Every time you see campaign message or you see campaign rally, you see Afro-Guyanese faces. Guess what? Jack Dio get it. Jack Dio get it. I keep telling you guys, whether you like the guy or you don't like the guy is a politician. And the guy know when you got to move away, when you got to get with the times. You understand? And what the guy do is start attracting other race into his party. That is why the guy had so much. If you look at Jack Dio's style of this election in his campaign, you would also see Win did the same thing. Win had a multicultural people in the party front, black whatever front, that attract people, because guess what? People were tired. Afro-Guyanese was tired of this division. We're not going nowhere. The Indians are going nowhere. The blacks is not going nowhere. We have to come to some kind of, understanding that we're Guyanese first and not Afro or not Indian. We're living in Africa. Nobody's living in India. We living in Guyana. We are Guyanese. You understand? And we got to start voting on policy and not by race. So if you notice, a lot of people walk away from PNC party for various amount of reason. This is what they understand. But as I said, you're blaming Win. Win could not have get your support if you were doing something right. Win wasn't there when all your supporters start moving away. It was something eaten away for a period of time, but they did not pay attention. They didn't care. They just say, oh, become election. Do or die, we can get the vote, because we all years upon years, Afro-Guyanese has been voting, raise vote. This is a new generation. If you ask this young generation, nobody get time with that. You understand? Nobody get time. Oh, I'm voting for this person because they're Indian. No. Look, I got a friend. She got 6 adult kids. She is a strong PNC. And she said, Dion, I could not convince none of my children to vote for PNC. None of them. Right? The vote win. I have my house. I have my kids in my house. And none of my kids voted for PNC. None of them. They vote PPP the vote win, because I don't stop my kids. I don't tell my kids what to vote for, right? That is their democratic rights. The vote, some vote P. My son, my big son, he's a supporter of PPP, right? I'm not a supporter of PPP. I got my second daughter, she vote win. But none of them voted PNC. This is young people, right? Young people are saying, they don't, where's your message? Don't come and tell us, oh, we gotta vote because you're raised and you're looking forward for that. We want, the people was looking at a leader, for a leader. No. Aubrey Norton, better PNC people, always in the feeling, but they don't look at reality. He was sitting in the opposition seat. Young generation did not see him, right? They did not see a lead of him. You can't come to this generation and tell them, oh, what this man was 40 years ago, or what Barnum was 40. These young people say, who the hell y'all telling me about? You got to connect with the people this generation know. They got to see you doing things. And that is what they see. Guess what? They see Jack Dio doing things. Some people might, whether you like it or not, they see him doing things. They see the country looking good. They look around. They like what they see. As they come in, they see, well, they look at he on the ground, he moving through, he helping people. They see, that is what PNC don't understand. The young people see the action. This generation, that's what they see, and that is why they vote that way. You cannot come and tell them old-time donkey story since Noah, Bill, Ark, and all these things. No, you got to change your style of politics. And I keep saying it on, listen, I was a strong PNC supporter. I keep telling you guys, I'm not going to hide away from that, right? As you know, you're born, your parents is PNC, just how you grew up, whatever. I did not move away from PNC. Let me tell you, as much as my ex-husband, my children's father, is East Indian, I still was with PNC. So if people say, oh, your husband was Indian, make you move. No. All through my marriage, I was PNC. I supported PNC, right? I leave from my house and I go and protest when I need to protest or whatever. I move away from PNC when I see lack of leadership. When I see the message, I grow up and say, hey, I can't vote for a party because or supporting a party because of race. I'm not doing it. You understand? And I move away. You understand? So, young people choose PPP. As you can see, it's PPP and win. They choose PPP and win because they want to see work done in front of them. They can't come and tell them with a grandfather done and all of these nice things, right? And the thing is about it, as I said before, right? I just want, because I can start back this video. As I said before, when you see people are walking away from a party, right? You see supporters moving, you watch your base, you see people walking away, attacking these people. It making sense. No, you're supposed to right away, you're supposed to head to your house. What is going on? Either my leadership, something wrong, the style of leadership is something wrong. Examine yourself. You got a man, Aubrey Norton, political scientist. What did the political scientist did for him? If he did not say, okay, we have to move away from this old-time politics because generation is shift. Generation is change, right? Generation change. So you can't, I don't understand. Why is it they realize that it's shift? Even if you didn't get it, right? Even if you didn't get it, when you people over to your neighbor house, when you people over at PPP, you people over, you don't see any amount of Afro-Guyanese entering PPP. You blaming Wayne Tech supporters. Ask yourself, Wayne Tech supporters because you neglect your supporters. That's all we've been getting. No, you had. So what happened to your supporters base? Which are your own people, but we just starting, right? We went over to PPP. What about the ones that refuse to even go out and vote. That's saying a lot. So I hope for 2030, they change your message. You gotta attract all Guyanese. You for all Guyanese. This thing, yes, listen, I'm a black woman. I'm proud to be black. I like being black or whatever. But I born and grow in a multicultural society. I never born, as much as my parents voted PNC and leaned to PNC, we never had a division in our house that my parents at no time saying anything about Indians. We had Indian friends, you know. We had, as I said, my friend Gita from next door. She actually lived in our house. She used to be in our house since like she just used to wait for sunlight for be over at us. You understand? So that's how I grow. Now, this young generation is move away from, majority. Move away from that. And they gotta get with the program, with that old reasoning. You gotta stop blaming somebody. Come out, oh yes, a sellout, yes, a sellout. What causing it? What causing that people just leaving your party? No, okay, you lost this election. You had a chance at least to hold on to Region 4. It's ego. If you get a chair in Region 10, you can say, okay, you don't lose it. Yeah, we survive, but at least let us all on a Region 4. Region 4 is more important for you in Region 4. Your support base in Region 4. That means it's sheer selfish. That's why I keep telling you, it's selfishness. Let us all on to Region 4. Right? No. They prefer to go and make a deal with PPP. When PPP is a giant, Jagdeo is a giant when it comes to politics, right? When it comes to politics, Jagdeo is a giant. Now, when you go to strike a deal to what? Keep out win from Region 8, whatever. You trying to keep them out from the region. But you won't secure your own seat. You imagine that? You own seat, you secure. You trying now just to keep a man out. A party out. Oh, we didn't give you the chair in give you something in Region 10 when they giving you other things. They're giving you things they're giving you in Region 8 when you only had one seat. They're willing to give you the vice chair, that you had one seat and these people get at 8 or 7 or whatever, but they're willing to give you that. You just imagine that. Yeah, we do this logic. They were willing to give you that. And you refuse that because you feelings or you always used to win Region 10. Listen, the people that vote for your Region 10, the people fed up with you. Pipe down and say, okay, yeah, we all on you done lose already. Yeah, we all on to Region 4, and then we connect with the people. What went wrong? You see, I tell you, these people want to put in the work. Because if they want to put it, okay, yeah, we secure Region 4 and tell you guys, listen, you guys got to work in them. Listen, you got to work. You got to knock on everybody door. You got to sit with them and you got to, rebuild your trust in people, find what went wrong, whatever. This never happened in history. And build your party back from ground up. But in meanwhile, at least you get Region 4. You choose to move away from Region 4, give up Region 4. As you see, 2 persons from PNC had to give PPP the vote. Had to. But maybe the whole thing was, they just wanted to show a point. Listen, we can sacrifice this and show our supporters that win is PPP and PPP is win. So they wanted to go with that narrative. They don't care about you. They just wanted to go at the narrative. Maybe they're thinking about 2030 campaign they would have come with. You understand? Oh, you see, I told y'all, Win and PPP together. You see, they voted for them and we lost Region 4. So you sacrifice Region 4 for political points, right? And guess what? Win party decide not to vote at all. So the 2 votes that went over to PPP from APNU, PNC to maybe stay and win did not work, because guess what? Win did not vote. We know 2 persons vote for PPP in the region, and you lost Region 4. So what is your winning point? So when Terence Campbell come out here and talking, I don't know what's these guys. You understand? We can talk again. Terence Campbell, a leader, just come in and dividing again, no healing. You come in, you making these statements, then you coming out calling out a comrade because a comrade make a statement, because that's what Darwin said. Why would you lose Region 4 because you don't get your way in Region 10? A region that you didn't win. Not for say you win it. A region that you didn't win, when these people was giving you other things. These people was willing to give you other, even if it wasn't what you wanted, you live to fight another day. But you all on a Region 4. That is actually what he was saying. So you decide to come on. Listen, the party right now on life support. PNC on life support. This man come in, Terence Campbell, come on the internet, on the Facebook, to put out and say people making a statement because they're in the Mohammed's pocket and whatever. Now it leave Darwin no other choice to come and clear the air. So now Darwin come and clear the air. He had to put it out. No, I went to my comrades, my leader said, help out this situation. And that is how the leaders know he is a representative, a lawyer for, one of the lawyer, I should say, for the Mohammeds, right? Now that is out there because of Terence Campbell. Even if the party wanted, okay, we can give it, yes, they had one of our lawyers help out, because what Terence Campbell don't understand is that this is politics, and business places, I should say, business places support different political party financially. And if maybe you guys mustn't listen to it, but on the campaign trail, as it didn't say that they used to support PNC financially, and that is correct. It's not them alone. A lot of business people. I remember in 2000, what was it? 2020 was BPAT and all them supported PNC. This is business people always will support, because you don't know who's gonna be in government. You got your business. You understand? Even if you lean into a next political party, you still finance. You're showing this political party, well, we support, we give you finance for you run your campaign. That's why Aubrey Norton, they had no money for run campaign, because he didn't understand that. I remember even in Desmond Oil time, when they used to get the big protests and those people running on Regent Street or whatever, that's when I come out and say, do not attack these people business. You do not know who's our supporter or not. Because business, as much as you see them, because people say, oh, your hair straight, you got to be a PPP or whatever. No, a lot of them was, supporting the PNC party financially, right? And so that is what Terence Campbell didn't know or didn't get. So to me, that was, listen, you just come in and you done fighting on Facebook with your comrade when the party was already divided. Listen, PNC supported. I know a lot of y'all then y'all feeling because y'all just going down. You don't care who to put in the leader, y'all going down. But if y'all don't call out people, right, or see things and call it out, y'all end up going down in a rabbit hole until y'all disappear, right? You don't know a man's motive. Not because a man come, to your house, or coming to your house or come in your house, wherever, we really come for. You understand? It's just like you pastors in church doing that kind of thing. So we can say, oh, because he's a man of God, he must do all these things without calling him out, because he representing the man because he representing God, or is he representing God? No, why he come in? He's on Facebook fighting with a comrade, fighting with a comrade. Then he come back and say, "Oh, it wasn't you they talking to." When somebody else, put out a statement, I was like, "Sir, what really going on?" So that show really lack of leadership. And when you guys see something like that, you should say, "No, this isn't working." You cannot be broken. Your house scatter. You're reaching toward party. You understand? All these things. Your supporting base gone. You lose region 10. You lose region 4. Never happened in history. All the PNC got nothing. PNC hold on to no stronghold. All the PNC stronghold gone from them. Gone. Come on, PNC supporters. Right? Come on. And then you can get somebody come in. Right? Come in. And soon as they come in, they take social media for lash out on another comrade and call it out just because somebody say, let me tell you right now in PNC, they know the guy do a wrong deal. They know he should have hold on in Region 4, right? They know, right? Right now in PNC, in Congress place, know it was a wrong deal. Do or die, you're supposed to hold on in Region 4. So he come in. He know that he's not admitting he wrong or not. He make a bad deal. He decide to lash out. He start lashing out on Win Party and telling them like, pipe down, sit down in the car now. You see what happened when is you lose? How you gonna tell Win? And just imagine a young party that is in the opposition, the lead of the opposition. He opened to come to parliament to do. And guess what? You lost. Like he gotta get reality check that he lost Region 4 because I don't know what they were planning or what they were doing, but you come with empty-handed. Now you come in going to Jack Dew. Jack Dew is a boss, and Jack Dew interest can be Jack Dew interest. Jack Dew interest always Region 4. Didn't James Bond tell Jack Dew, "I'm gonna give you Region 4 on a platter"? Didn't we see through the campaign trail? You know your oh my God. You know your supporters Region 4. A lot of things could happen in Region 4. All those people couldn't afford the taxes, the house taxes and all that. Right now, in shambles, that you guys give them a pass. All of these properties. Listen. Oh my God. I don't know. But Terrence Campbell in it, all I could say in it. So they gotta dive. Somebody who understand modernized politics. Somebody who can come to build people, attract people, because what Terrence Campbell do, he ain't attracting even the people that left because people watching it because first thing he come in and he even take responsibility for losing Region 4, right? Then so it's not looking nice. It's not really looking nice. And let me continue listening. Did I lose it? Just not looking nice. So the love, all the PNC supporters, you guys got to really take your feelings out of this whole situation and say, no, once somebody put somebody in place, you got to do that. No, call you love your party, you want your party, you got to, call them out as early. So ask yourself, why two vote go in Region 4 to PPP from PNC? Win didn't vote, so you can't blame Win. Ask yourself that.
If you could give up,
community times 10.
if you are willing to give up your strongest base, the region with the most people that vote for you, and you're willing to put that on some chopping block because you want a vice chair in Region 8, where you've never gotten anything before, where you need to ensure that you have the chairmanship of the region that you've always controlled, and you have chosen to work with the PPP to get rid of Win instead of representing the interests of the people that voted for you. I hope people are understanding what happened in this local government, because I was reading GHK today. No. Well, I mean, it's RDC. But it's a local election. But yes, I was reading GHK today, and I just want to make it clear, even though you sort of suggested it earlier, I was never PNC. I never had a PNC card. I never joined the PNC. So if people thought that I was, just let it be very clear, I was never a PNC. I used to be WPA, and I was part of the APNU, but I was never a member of the PNC. But what is happening now, I think the population, after you get through all of the things that are going left and right and who is Win and who is PNC and whatever the case is that I hope people understand what really went down during the elections process, which is the general elections, and what happened yesterday. At the level of general elections, it was obvious that the APNU was not putting in their all at the elections for whatever reason.
Exactly.
They were content with coming in second. What they didn't expect was Win. And now, at the
Wait, let me just talk this. Let me just make this point quickly. Sorry, guys, because I might forget. I say it, if you look back at my video, I made the call already. I was like, listen, let me tell you something. As much as I in support PNC, I walk away from PNC, right? I still say, I didn't rooting for these guys. You still listen. In politics, you need opposition. You need good opposition, right? You don't want a government to run away with everything, right? You need good opposition. And if you know, as I always say, we see Barry Jagdeo when he was in opposition, we see a good opposition. You get the guy opposition, the guy do opposition work. You understand? So we see him perform as an opposition. So I was looking and I see these guys running the campaign. Even when election call, I look in, no message, nothing at all. I was like, these people don't get in gear. You know this year is election. Even if election call 20 days before, 30 days, even a month before, you know any time would have been election. You, no message. I'm looking out, no message, nothing at all. I back and forth with, people and say, my friend say, you see, we're really going out with these people. Nothing, they gear up like the left shock that election call. It's like, why would you shock when you know, the election's supposed to call some date in the same month. Election call the 4th, and they think it's supposed to call the 3rd or something. Like, what difference it making, right? And then you see this guy, next one you see Nart in New York, walking with a big shot more than himself, with a conflict with nobody, with look like I don't know what wrong to the guy. I was like, these people, I said these people, I said PNC is not running an election to win. I say, listen, Norton get comfortable with his $1.5 million or something, whatever, how much $1 million a month. He sit in the opposition. He did not do opposition work, right? He sit there, he getting his money, and it was comfortable. So he didn't put in the work. He did not even put in the work. So, but the thing is, what upset Norton, the PNC, that they didn't expect Win. And I said something. I said before, when I tell my friend, I said, I said, then gonna run for election. She said no. I tell many people that said no. I said, listen to me. I got a vision that God is positioning this man for run. He come with a lot of baggage or whatever. But I saying, listen, you gotta get a strong opposition. You gotta get a strong opposition. And this is the only time PNC might wake up, because they know somebody can see them or unsee them. You guys remember when we had GT&T? What GT&T used to do to me? Oh gosh, GT&T used a proper advantage. If somebody call you, you got pay, the body got called. The body call, you call the body got to pay, you got to pay. You remember what used to go on. And what happened when Digicel come in? When Digicel come in, it's all the fight because they didn't want competition. So when Digicel come in, they had to pipe down. They had to lower the rates. They had to, if you call me, you pay. Now I got pay and all of them mix up thing, And they had to go down to the left because they get a competition. So it's good to have in politics. Listen, we the people, I say I don't get in feelings with that because we the people supposed to be the winners. We supposed to win. When, guess what? PPP can do better. PPP can do better. If we go out and giving 10 amper somewhere, guess what? PPP going to get fat amper somewhere. You see PNC on the ground that you never used to see PNC on the ground. You see them on the ground now, right? You see them in areas now. You see them in outreach areas now. Because Win gave them something for fight for. They had nothing for fight for before. So that's why I say I don't be in my feelings. Competition is good for the citizen. If you don't have competition, we would get an opposition, sit down and don't care. We don't care. We are it. We still gonna go in to parliament. We can go into the opposition. We still gonna make money. We still gonna live. You understand? And that's it. But Win come in, right? Win come in and shake up the market. So now the guy put, you see everybody they're running helter skelter. See who fetching mattress for the head. You see people visiting fire victim and all. It would never used to happen. So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. So this whole thing with anyway, let me continue.
And now at the level of the RDC.
That though, Tabitha, I noticed a video came out today. I think it was from Terrence that said, when you name your children something and they don't. Anyways, what he was saying basically is that we were pompous enough to name the party Win, but we couldn't win. But I would like to clarify for my good friend Terrence that Win came into this equation with 0 seats, with 0 base, with 0 everything. So we started fresh. So if at the end of these elections we got 10 votes, we still win. We won 10 votes because we started with nothing.
Exactly.
However, if we are going to decide on a name for something based on the way you perform, then the PNC should name themselves losers. Because what has happened is they have lost in this equation and they have lost their seat in Region 7 to the PPP. And I don't even mean this time around. I'm talking about the last local government elections. Yeah. And that was history. Because as long as I can remember, and I'm from that region, that has never happened. So y'all are a failure before Win even came onto the scene. So don't blame Win for your failure.
Exactly.
Blame yourselves for your failure.
Yeah.
Because be coming there as though he's some big bad British bulldog and he ain't back up to now. So you have failed your people. Oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna stand up to the PP. And no, I'm not shaking Irfan hand. I'm not shaking.
Exactly. Sorry, I got a cut. This is the next thing. The guy come in. He's shaking. That thing irritates me. He's shaking the president's hand. I was like, what nonsense is this? Listen, you're in parliament, you get debates, whatever call it. But you go to a function and you shaking the president's hand. It's like, what really wrong to this guy? You and shaking the president's hand. You understand? It's like, it was so, oh my gosh. Anyways.
Irfan is not my friend. I hear representing me people and Irfan doing me. I hear they making deals with Irfan. You and the whole pack of you sit down and say, you know what? They don't want to give us this. And so you want to know. We vote for y'all in Region 8. You could imagine that the party will get 1 seat in Region 8. Right? Vote with the PVP. Made an agreement. Don't say you make an agreement. Y'all need to stop lying to people. This is why you see, I never really wanted to be a part of frontline politics because these balances lie. And I can sit down there and I can need to stick my hand up and say, sorry, I'm part of this party, but I will not be part of this foolish mistake. You understand me?
Yeah.
Now, the PPP then turn around and vote for the PNC and give them the deputy chair.
Exactly.
You only make no deal. It just happened to happen like that.
Yeah. According to them, they did what was within the best interest for
Best
their
interest of 14 people
members.
PPP think this whole country is in their best interest that they got everything. So don't tell me best interest. The two lie down cantankerous. And you know what I don't like? Even in the period when there was that recount with Granger and the party and they were putting out statements and so on. You know what was upsetting for me? The fact that people were so emotionally embroiled in that process, and there were people from both sides of the political spectrum who felt it necessary, who felt that it was acceptable to come out here and share lies with people who are already in a terrible emotional state. That for me is wickedness to the highest extent. So for the PNC, when you look at some of these people who put out statements, who some of them, first of all, outside of Aubrey and Terence, any other statement that I would have seen, none of those people were sitting at no table. I never see Ganesh at nothing. I never see none of them that coming out here and talking. So they getting second and third and fourth hand information and coming out here and making wild statements and accusations. You do not do that. As a leader, you ought to be responsible. If you do not know what is happening, don't just run with some foolishness. Understand what is happening. And you could imagine that some of these people had the temerity to ask me if going forward, are you guys prepared to work with APNU AFC? On what basis? What has changed? Because we were just deceived by these people. You know, I noticed one of the journalists asking, if I may add this as well, why it is that we did not nominate somebody for the chairmanship in Region 4. Why? Because we said we're giving it to them, we're going to vote with them.
Exactly.
During that process, we realized that they went against us in 8, they went against us in 10, and we will not stand with them in 4. Let us figure the way out is either the swim or the drowned. And so we decided that we were going to stand down in its entirety, because even if we nominated somebody for the vice chair at this point now, it would make no difference because we did not have the numbers in our favor.
And when the chairmanship, that part was done, and there was nominations for the vice chair, the APNU person who was nominated for chair, they were nominated again for the vice chair position. So we recognize that we are not part of the conversation. It was among the two of them. And basically at the end of the day, they made a decision, and I don't know when they were thinking it through, what they thought Win would have done at that point. So I'm not sure they thought through everything that they were going to be doing on that day enough, you know.
Exactly.
I don't know why they...
Exactly. When you do all of this and you leave, when you do all of this and you leave Region 4 empty, they still expect it Win was to vote for them. Oh my gosh.
That we're clueless as to what is going on and we just follow whatever because we have no sense. But what we decided to do in abstaining, and I'm hearing people keep asking why did we abstain, is that we wanted to see how the numbers would fall. And if we did not abstain and we voted, then it could be that one of our members voted for the PPP. You would have heard that is our member voted the one for the PPP and somebody else voted for, Shanika got all of her numbers.
Okay, the internet. So, guys, here you have it. Here you have it. It's right, plain and straight. So I think that was a good deal or no deal. For me, you guys could say, but PNC did get a good deal.
Clear how it all fell. We decided we were going to abstain from that vote. And very clearly we saw that Shanika got 8. She has 9, APNU has 9 councillors at Region 4. I want people to understand this. APNU has 9. Shanika got 8 votes. Where did that one vote go? PPP have 17 councillors. They got 18 votes. Where did that vote come from? It did not come from Win.
Yeah. And let us also establish something else here. The fact that all of the regions did not conduct secret ballots. The fact that it is mainly the regions that the PPP and the APN you wanted to collude had secret ballots.
Yeah.
The only way they knew that the gentleman or the councillor
In Region 5.
voted for the PPP is because that was by show of hands, right? So the question then is, why is it that there were select regions for secret ballot? If they knew that, look, they putting out statements, oh, we did what was in the best interest of our people and da. Then y'all should have openly stand up there and raise your hand and say, I, what's my name, vote for the PPP. But you're ashamed to stand and do so, that you want to go and hide behind a secret ballot, cast your ballot, and then come out on the road, bad up yourself like y'all some prima donnas, and then come and say to the people that some way, shape, or form, win, make y'all and get this and make y'all and get that. I don't understand who knight them and tell them that they have some high level.
Exactly. That is why I keep saying, if PNC supporters don't get all the feelings, y'all got to face reality. Y'all got to face reality. If Win did not vote, right, and PPP get in Region 4, and PPP get more votes than with the numbers that had, I think they got 18 and they get 19 votes or something. Anyway, they got like 2 extra votes. That means the vote had to come from PNC, right? Plain and straight. That is it. That is it. So when you're running around, oh, it's because the Win make me get Region 4. Yeah, I better sit down and do the numbers. Yeah, last.
Tell them that they have some high level of political acumen, but they need to get a checkup from the neck up, because something is definitely wrong over in Congress Place. For you to give up your political base, which is Region 4, your main base, the first time ever in the political history, post-independence political history of Guyana, that you're going to sit by so casually and just hand something. I guess when James Bond said to the president that he was giving him Region 4, he knew very well how smart his former members of the PNC are. He had to have some insight into the future. Because literally that is what the PNC did. They handed the region.
No flowers here, because James Bond didn't even deserve a turn. He do absolutely nothing.
But it is just laughable. And to come out here and to accuse Win of wanting everything and not being able to come to an agreement with you it's a downright lie. And I mean, for the others, I do hope that they were told a lie and they didn't know the truth. Because if many of those who I see putting statements out there know the truth and they're supporting the truth, you know, it's a sad day, and it explains why they are where they are and why come 2030 they will be worse off. I do not care how much they think that they can salvage by trying to attack or join with the PPP to attack. The PPP's mission at this point is their one Guyana mantra. They want to control everything. And what you have done, what the PNC has done, is given them another 2-3 steps closer to controlling everything. And if you follow politics very closely, when one party dominates central, local, and all the arms of government, you end up with a dictatorship.
Exactly. That is what I was saying this morning.
And for all the smart people over at Congress Place that know who is now come and who don't have political sense and can't negotiate, for them to not even sit down and rationalize these basics suggests that we should not even be having conversations with them.
Odessa,
Don't cry. Don't try to help them people.
No,
They're
no, no, no,
stupid.
no. I'm not.
You
No,
know, I
trust
remember.
me. I have no
I
help to give
remember.
them because
I remember one time I had a conversation with Granger, and I was saying that these people are stupid. And he said, you know, Odessa, you do not refer to people as stupid. And then I explained the situation to him, and then he said, yes, they're stupid. and this is one of those, it wasn't this situation, but this is one of those situations where you don't want to say people are stupid, but they're stupid. It is a stupid thing to do, and it is a wholly selfish thing to do. Because you mean to tell me that at no point in all of this did you consider the people who went out there to vote, the people who you have convinced that the PPP is nobody to be making any deals with the PPP, self-pay to care about itself. But you sat down in a room, in a space, and say, give me this and we can give you all that. So what you, in retrospect, what you have done is given the PPP an additional 2 regions to add to the already 6. So 8 now you give them. You have gifted them that 2 to add to the 6 that you could have done absolutely nothing about.
I just want to say one thing.
And that is a sad place to be, real sad
But
place.
you
And it is
know-
sad that the PPP got the PNC, I mean both political parties, but we're not talking about the PPP because they're not relevant in the grand scheme of things in this discussion. But it is sad that the PPP have got people who would die for this party. Who, if the party said the sky is purple, they will say the sky is purple. And that is a sad thing. For you to come out here and mislead and misguide people in terms of what is really happening. Come and tell the people, yes, we went and we think with the PPP because we want to have a sitting over here and we want this and that. And even though we couldn't get, even with the PPP and the position taken, you would have gotten less still. Because with us, you would have been in Region 4 as well. Now you're not over here at all.
Yeah.
You understand me? So what you have done is given up your biggest for region 10 and for region 8. And if you look at it, and you have a deputy in region 8, and if you look at it, it is very stupid because at the end, stupid is going to be the word of the day, by the way. It's very stupid because now with that decision made, you're out in the cold over here.
Yeah.
So I don't know whatever other arrangements against the PPP must
But-
say we can give you some contracts with the region 4.
But they need to
stand
look
down or
sharp
whatever,
before
because
the very
it's
deputy
all
in
about
Region
funds.
8. They need to look sharp before the person in Region 8 and some of the councillors in Region 10 by 2030 solidly on the PVP's
But I don't think they go in. They might be on VP race too. But there's something that I think they didn't factor into what they were doing yesterday. They were just playing, hoping that they'll be able to blame Win for everything
Exactly.
and gain some support on that momentum.
Exactly. I call it.
So
I
they
say
were
that.
willing, and it's crazy. They were willing to give up Region 4 for 5 years with the hope that giving up Region 4 would cause people to be so upset with Win that they will regain some support.
Exactly. Wait.
And
Oh my God.
state-
I need to be a political scientist. I call that. I said that is what they do. They were willing to sacrifice 4 years to just support the narrative PPP and Win. You see what I tell you guys? PPP is Win and Win is PPP. That is what they wanted to put out there. So that is why, and the vote, but they didn't expect Win did not gonna, wouldn't vote. So the narrative where they were expecting, this guy was willing to sacrifice 4 years, the people, for just a narrative instead of putting in the work. All you had to do is put in the work. All you had to do is put in the work. My gosh.
So our abstaining from the process blew that whole thing wide open.
Exactly.
And so whether we neophytes or not, I think they need to learn a lesson or two. Thank you very much. That's all I need to say on that. Because I don't...
It's who said we're neophytes?
I don't know. One of them. I think somebody said we're neophytes. But whoever said that we're neophytes need to know that it's not much to really get 1 or 2 over the PNC in this particular condition that they're in. And Odessa, the conversations that you had with the APNU, people also need to understand that they were done in good faith. What the Win movement was all about and is interested in is ensuring that the will of the people is what is seen at every level. It's not about self.
Every level.
It's not about who we could get one up,
Yeah.
who we could show we more powerful than. We were willing to come to the table and say, how do we make sure that we can solidify our support? It's our support. We could ensure that we represent the interests of the people, and we could ensure that the PPP doesn't get Region 4. That was the basis on which the conversations happened.
Very good.
And the fact that the PNC could not see through that and thought it wiser to go and form some sort of coalition with the PPP shows that their interest is not in the people. It is about power and maintaining some sort of two-party system in the country and alienating win. But I'm telling you, they're going to lose a lot from this, and they will wish they never did it.
According to them, it's probably punishment for the result.
Making the decision to go against us and so on. And this is not about, what PNC didn't go with win or PNC is not supporting us or whatever. This for me is Region 10, for example. It should be an automatic. And it's unfortunate that this is the system that we have, because you have 9 out of 18 seats that are there that is given to a party that says clearly we prefer this party to lead us. I don't know. It's sad. It really is very sad. That just to say, we retain region 10 is really sad. Because this is not about retaining.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, the PNC should have gone back to the drawing board, because everybody's looking, Grange is responsible for this and this body is responsible for that. And I don't think that is the place that the PNC needs to be. The PNC needs to be at the place where they say we fail.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because these results that are here before me says that the PNC has failed its people, has failed its base. It's not about this foolishness where some people saying, I came out as a black woman and I get the black people from the PNC to come and support the Mohammeds. First of all, these people, you can't just get people to up and move. The people were disgruntled, and truth be told, if WIN did not exist, the PPP would have gotten significantly more seats. And while the PNC would have maintained the main opposition, it would have just had a couple of seats, because people were so disgruntled, they were not prepared to vote. A lot of people were staying home. If you listen to the videos that they were had during the campaign period, people were saying they're disappointed in the PNC. And then the PNC, they're so foolish. They're not listening to what the people saying. They're saying, it's PPP give them a money for settle. It's WIN give.
Exactly. Wait, I got a cut. This is what I said earlier, I think in my early video. They weren't listening to the people. The people come out. Your supporters come out and say, we fed up. No, it's PPP pay them. It's WIN pay them. I never see such foolishness, right? It's PPP pay them. It's WIN pay them. So every supporter or somebody come out and say, well, your guys are doing your work. We fed up. We voting. They were paid by PPP. They were paid by WIN. So they did not listen to the people. And I saying it. Listen, I don't know if PNC can recover, because I don't know what's really going on. They're not listening to people. If somebody come, either then they get the supporters gonna come and bash the people, drag the people. Somebody come out and say, it's like you had a child. Your child fall down and get hurt. Mommy, I just fall down and look for bruise. Instead of you see where your child bruise up or whatever, you start bashing them, abuse them, and it's good for you, whatever. And the child in pain crying, and you can't take the time take care of your child first, other than bashing your child. That's what PNC do. When the supporters cry, they bash them. They get paid. Like how Norton go watch his supporters in Linden and say they get paid. What he did was disrespect people. Every time PNC come out and say, well, PPP pay this body and WIN pay this body, you insulting at least the people that used to vote for you, and you might still get a chance to come back to your party, but you're insulting me. A lot of people I talk to say, the biggest nice fast people. I got my own choice to make. I make the choice. Why, you insulting people, telling people, but they get money. Oh, they get it's to something $1,000 or 40 or 50 they get paid for vote. I don't see when PPP the voting pay all them people 50 and when paying all people $50,000 for vote. People choose, people move away. And you insulting. So even the supporters when they come and are insulting people, oh, it's money, it's money. Listen, you cannot win election until you get back, a certain amount of people you cross over. You base will stay with the PNC. You can't make PNC win election. If that is the way forward with you guys, PNC eventually gonna wash away. Because you're supposed to see why. Why is it what is the reason these people leave this party? So but even if you see somebody leave a party, you assure them, okay, we can change. You see what you do from the start and you start showing people, well, the the leadership and everything is rebuilding back this party. So you got to show leadership out. Not like what Terrence Campbell come out now and start fighting on Facebook with another comrade. You understand? You ain't showing these people even left or who stay home and refuse to vote because whatever reason. You ain't showing them your change. You showing them the same thing. You're blaming. Take responsibility as a leader. This is my fault. You understand? And move forward and try and see if you could build back, your support base that leave or whatever, attract them back. But by insulting them and tell them to take money, PPP, pay them, PPP this and whatever, it's crazy. Then once one person say, when manifesto and PPP manifesto, whatever, it's money make people going, it's money make people leaving or whatever. Let me say this. Everybody's want betterment. So do not come and tell nobody but money, right? Everybody's want betterment. You change jobs if you work in some way and then you get something you might say, okay, this job is not paying me enough money. You might go look for a job that paying you more. Everybody move and look for betterment in life. Nobody stick one place. So telling somebody, oh, because of money or because whatever, listen, everybody move because of money, right? Everybody look for betterment. And if, betterment in the life, nobody stay, if a job I'm paying them to stay on the job, they move. People get more, educate themselves to get a better job, and all these things. Why you go to school and all these things, so you're able to get, qualification, so you could get a job that pay more or payable or whatever. That is why. You understand? So you're telling somebody, okay, I see this political party, could give me a better living. It's money they're looking for. So the all reasoning is, just crazy.
Never money for settle. That is how the people feel. The people were hurting. They were genuinely sick and tired of the situation that we're in. And nobody's doing nothing to help them. And as we would have seen yesterday, PNC clearly over there making deals so that they're able to get by and Aubrey is able to sell it to pig off the farm. You understand me? And not looking after the best interests of the people here in this place. And it is sad. It is sad that we're in a state where the big heads, the political big wigs in this country, where it's not about the people and it's just about them ensuring that they're able to get money in the pockets, that they're able to live a fancy life and to drive a fancy car. And you would have looked at what we went up against. PNC, let me tell you something, Campo. Y'all lose these elections real bad. Because you could imagine, with the level of victimization that the government has put us under during this campaign, they fought us tooth and nail, primarily Azadin. Tooth and nail. Oh, Azadin and his father there with Maduro. Oh my goodness me. Azadin and his father this, they're into that and all sorts of things. It was a wild time. When they started to do things to victimize us, taking people's bank account and affecting people's livelihood and all of that. And people in this country still stood strong with the Win Party. PNC, let me see I lose real bad for tell you the truth. Because with all those lies, the PPP come out here and say, oh, Win is with the PNC. Look how much PNC people they have. Mind you, PPP got more PNC people over there. More PNC people than we have, right? But the thing
Wait, let me sing this spin. For, the people that blaming Win taking PNC supporters. Do you realize the amount of PNC supporter is over at PPP? But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's speaking about that. You understand? Nobody talking about that.
The couple that we got over here, oh, they're with the PNC. Then the PNC, specifically Aubrey and a couple of his minions, came out here publicly and said, you know what? Win is PPP because as then came out in the PPP and this and that, and you can give your vote and a vote for Win is a vote for PPP. Now, could you imagine saying that and then just immediately after those elections, the general elections, that is, you go and collude with the PPP that you out here accusing Win of being in bed with? Let me tell you something. When I was in the shower getting ready to head out a few minutes ago, you know what I was saying? You could imagine the display on social media today had Win colluded with the PPP to get seats in any region. You could to get the chairmanship, or the vice chairmanship. Oh my goodness me, it would have been grand. Yep. The PNC would have been running around this place on roller blades. You see what I tell you? You see what I tell you? Them Mohammeds there with the PPP, with the PPP, they go with the PPP and make decision. But the PPP, we can't even cross the boundaries of anything with PPP because they ain't finished with it. But you think that it is okay for you to do it. That is, I don't have words to describe that. Let me tell you something. The level of stupidity that I have seen displayed only yesterday is at a magnitude that even the English dictionary does not have words to express that. Yeah. Because you out here lying to people.
Exactly.
Lying to the people. Some people in the PN.
We walk away because we done with it. Exactly. They don't understand, like, the own we the thing what is get me vexed. Here will get me vexed, right? Here will get me vexed. The thing is about it. They believe like they own we. Now you talk about slave. I don't know. I was a slave, and I always say one thing. I'm not gonna be a slave for my own reason. Anybody, this thing get me mad when they come and say it's your own shit. You don't own me. I own my vote in. Oh my God, Diane, wait, relax. Let me relax. Oh my God. Listen, my vote, no race own my vote because me and you same race. You don't own me. I would never put myself in a position to be owned by no political party. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. You don't own me. I am voting because you black. Listen, it's our own. And if we really get it, it's our own. If I go into a lot of things, right? In a lot of things. It's our own. I keep telling you guys. I was me, Diane, was in PNC supporter. Because I was never a member, right? Supporting PNC. And I benefit on the PPP. I say I benefit on the PPP. I benefit my house lot. I benefit speaking with the president who don't know me and get things done for me. Speaking with a minister of housing, he don't know me and get things to do while supporting the PNC. While a supporter of the PNC. So no, you cannot tell me my vote belongs to somebody because they black. So that nonsense that people come with to tell you, oh, you betrayed. Betrayed what? When did I say you own me? I keep telling them, and the thing is that what they're not speaking about, the thing what they're not speaking about, why they don't go to Boredom Daughter that attend the PPP rally, that obviously is a supporter of PPP, that father is Burnham, but she could move away. She ain't holding no father legacy and say, do or die, I stay with daddy, this is daddy party. She's not doing it, but you come and telling the citizen that do or die, we gotta put we X there. Whether you sit down, you drink, you're drunk, you have no time with the people, you're about the place, you don't care about the people. listen, we gotta put we X there because we same race. And then it's even insult to the Indian people in PNC party because even if you're saying we supposed to put we X because we black, right? We's Afro Guyanese. So why you get other race? That is the thing was get me right. Why you get other race in your party? I see Indians, I see Amerindians and all of that. So you have other race in your party, right? Other than Afro Guyanese. But you're telling Afro Guyanese citizens they're supposed to put the X there because somehow it's a black party, but you get other race. It's like, what logic this making? I always try to understand that. I always try to understand. Either you're pro-black or what it is. What's the party? What you stand for? You gotta stand for something. Either if you say, well, is a black party, right? But then you're supposed to get no other race but black people in the party. But you got other race and trying to tell Afro Guyanese that no, we own you, we own you. Well, listen. PNC, I owe nothing to. Nothing. Loyalty, a vote, nothing. I'm a Guyanese, right? And I will support, or when reach time to vote, for a political party that of my interests, right? That the agenda, suits me. Suits me. And that is it. Not because of race. So this whole thing, oh, you betray. I was watching these people, right, running all around social media, tearing down people that choose a political party. Like my sister. My sister Standai, she was everybody knew her. She was a member. I wasn't even, but she was a member of PNC. She chose for reason and she went to PPP. That is our choice. Oh, you betrayed. Ask, do there is supporters that come and attack you and these people? Do you know these same people, James Bonal, were betrayed by the own party? Betrayed by the own party? By the own people, as you guys say? But I don't understand what you guys want, right? That if your party shun you or do or whatever, you must sit in a corner and don't, go on with your political career. If there's your ambition, they must die out. You must go at border market and get a couple orange mango or something and sit on sell. You understand? Oh, the party looking at you, the party overlooking you, you put in the work, the party don't have time with you, whatever. But you must just, die out your political career because it's do or die. If then you sit down in a car now. That's why I keep saying. Aubrey Norton had it years ago when he's young. But PNC have a style. Let me call it out. PNC got a style that when they see qualified, people that put in the work, who should be in position, you don't do it. You gotta wait till these people old and get senile and lost a lot of things like Aubrey. Maybe if Aubrey would have give him the position at the time when he was young, he would have performed. But the guy get old, the guy already was drinking and whatever, liquors start eating out of your cells and whatever, and he can manage. They always wait until when you're old. When you see somebody get pretension, you pushing them. That's it. You gotta look at the PPP. Look at Jagdeo, right? Jagdeo comes as a young man. They see the PPP party, see him, and they push him. They push him. And see him today. But what we do, which other leader we see, young leader that come up, that being pushed to front? You gotta wait till the old, when they're done old and the great, then they're giving them position. So you tell me young, educated, brilliant, all these people coming up in the PNC party, right? You shun them. They might go out on the campaign trail to put in the work, not only qualify, they also put in the work. You're seeing them on ground, putting in the work, connecting with people. You've seen these people. You not what, you know what? this person here putting in the work, this person getting familiar with the people on the ground. They, this is the person we gotta put in position that this person could able to keep supporters. You don't do that. You won't pick somebody. Well, nobody can get no. Where this person coming from? It's like, let me tell you, like the last 2020 election when Granger picked parliamentary. Everybody like, who's this one? Where this one coming from? Wow, bye. I see Tandai put in the work. You mean for tell me they even get your parliamentary? And the girl went on the ground working so hard. Next time we see somebody, will we never see put in the work? We talk about it. Will we never see put in work? We see them reach the parliament. You gotta earn not only that you have, you qualify, but you also have to put in the work and we have to see you. So when you do that, right? You expect these people must just kill the career, the political career. The political career die down. You mustn't get ambition. You must take a lot of... Listen. Listen.
In the PNC, hate anything PPP. You could imagine that? Hate. Not dislike, not disdain, not any of those things. Hate. And vice versa. So you have two people lying to the people all the time, creating enemies and hate and all sorts of things. And they out here so knocking glass behind closed doors. Oh my God. Like when I see some of these people posting today, I said, God, don't ever let me be this stupid in life that a politician could come out here and tell me something that common sense tells me is different, and I go with what the politician is saying. That is ludicrous.
Exactly.
I have supported the PNC in the past. They have gotten my vote. I enable life. But at no point in life, I out here so chanting and singing the madness they just put out sometimes. You understand me? We were just in such a horrible situation where you had to choose between the lesser of the two evils.
Yeah.
And it's funny that some people operate as though, no, the PNC, they're so clean. They do everything, they're so perfect. There's no such thing as a political party in this country that is perfect. Get over yourself. But what for me is unacceptable, and I will not stand down on, is politicians coming out here and lying to us. Because in the same way, I would lash the PNC, the PPP for 6, the PNC would go for 6 too. Because ain't nobody about that. And even when I had given them my vote, when I don't agree with them, I spot it out. Then I don't care. The whole pack of them say, oh, you're going against the party. And I got time with going against party. Right is right and wrong is wrong. You must stand for something or take a seat.
And something you said there, Odessa, I like to reiterate things, right? You were speaking earlier about what would have happened if Win was not part of the election in 2025. And I see a lot of things going on about who Win is with and who Win is not with. And every day the same people saying something that contradicts what they said the day before to paint Win in a very bad light. But the reality is that people did not want to vote for APNU. They wanted something different. And if Win was not in that picture on election day, the PPP would have gotten more than the seats that they got right now.
Yeah.
They could have easily gotten 2/3 majority and been able to take complete control of everything. I didn't hear you there, sir.
No, I was saying the seats that the PPP gave themselves.
Not that too. We're going with the fact that GCOM numbers we know are not necessarily the right numbers. But the seats that they gave themselves and they gave all of us would have been more. But we end up putting a spoke in their wheel because it was obvious that the numbers for us were great on the ground. So, and the reality is that most people did not want to vote for the APNU. And so we are here, and we should be seen as a saving grace in 2025 elections because the PPP would have had 2/3 majority in parliament. And I don't think people understand what that would have meant. 2/3 majority meant you could have changed the constitution to mean anything for yourself. 2/3 majority meant that Barajagdi would come back as president for the umpteenth time.
Is he not president?
Well, the actual president, he would have been able to be sworn in president. Whatever they...
Okay, guys, that's really what I wanted to bring to you about the the deal, deal or no deal. And as we could see that, you know, PNC had a good deal. It mightn't be everything that they wanted, but you can't get everything you want. You can't go into a deal and everything that you want, you got to get. And plus, they didn't even add the numbers. You know, they didn't have the numbers as you see in Region 8, as they had one seat. And these people had 8. These people was willing to give them vice chair. And that, look at that, you understand? And they wanted people say, win. I keep saying to people, win say like, okay, we win region 10, we can control region 10. They were willing so much things to give to them. Plus, giving them, willing to, give them the chair. They were giving them the chair in region 4. They would take the vice chair. And so I can't see there's a bad deal. You guys tell me if that was a bad deal. I don't understand. But as I tell you before, I don't know. So I don't know if it's a plan for say, well, there be votes, and then we can come and say PPP is win and win is PPP, and they're gonna be we slogan for 2030 election or what was it? So you sacrifice that. But at the end of the day, that was a deal, no deal. And yes, PNC had the deal and PNC walk away from the deal. And that is how, PNC is in control of Region 4 now. So they cannot blame anybody. They can't blame Win. They can't blame nobody. They got to blame themselves. You go in for a deal, you can't get everything that you put on the table. You can't get everything. So if you don't get everything, you walk away and rather take nothing. You imagine that? If I can get 10 meat per me plate, but this person is giving me 8 meat, I said, look, to hell was with you 8 meat. I go in and starve myself. You imagine that? Huh? Somebody give you 10 meat on your plate. 10 meat. And you say, somebody give you 8 meat on your plate. 8. You get 8 meat on your plate. And you was like, I want 10. The person said, no, give me your 8 meat on your plate. And you say, you know what? Don't worry. I want nothing if I get 10 meat. The person, well, and you go and you starve yourself. You eat, you hungry. You starve yourself because of 2 meat. And that was that's the deal that Terence Gamble make, that he put forward to walk away, because I don't know who knew made the deal, but that was, PNC, I gotta call it. That was PNC deal. They put forward to walk away. Then they went to Region 4 and 2 of PNC members vote for PPP. But nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about that. And, God is working mysterious way. And Win did not vote after they see what take place in the other region. They did not vote. Then, oh, y'all give PPP. No, not they give PPP the seat. You guys give PPP the seat, because, if you vote sensible from the starting and whatever, it wouldn't meet to that, to that. So, you did that to yourself. PNC did that to themselves. So, you guys, they got to live with that. So now, I don't know what's going on right now, but now they're outright back again on social media. At least they never used to do it on social media. They used to fight inside, and now you see somebody walk out and gone over to PPP. Somebody walk out and gone over. Now the Terence Campbell is bringing the fight on social media. So there's where you stand. There's where they stands, and all who thinking. So they gotta understand that PNC do not own Afro-Guyanese. They do not own Afro-Guyanese. Afro-Guyanese don't owe them no vote. No vote at all. They have to do the work and put in. People was just tired and fed up. You using me to make for money. You understand? You using me for sit, enjoy your 1 point something when the money come. You using the people to get that. You understand? You didn't really fighting for the people. Even after the election with the council voting, you didn't even look for the people. You didn't even choose the people. You choose yourself. Because if you choose your people, you would choose that we got to hold on to Region 4 because a lot of our people in Region 4 could find itself in a mix-up. So you would have need to hold on that in Region 4. But a political point, you wanted to show, oh, when is PPP and PPP is win. So 2 years gonna vote for PPP so we can sacrifice this and we can get this narrative that we can run with. When is PPP? PPP is win. And then when, guess what? When surprise you didn't vote at all. So you left. You even got, you lose it. You don't even got a talking point with it. You know, it's just out the door. Just out the door like that. So anyway, guys, moving forward, we keeping up with it. Listen, we keeping up with it. We keeping up with it. I don't know. I'm telling you. I keep, calm, and I feel like if I say it harsh when I say, it's done. It's done. The PNC done, and it's feeling harsh and whatever and so on. But I see, I even see they coming back because, they gotta change the old message and everything, and coming in. And when the thing is that these guys don't even take responsibility. Now when it failed, now here comes Terence Campbell blaming Win. The start here with the start now, bashing Win. Oh, let the come and arrest Win. Let the come. I like, how the helping you with your supporter? You think when that happen, guess what? Everybody can flag PPP. I'm telling you, people are gonna flag PPP. That is it. That is all. You getting back your support base in their condition. You gotta work. You gotta put in the work. PPP can gain more your support. That's it, and that's all. As you see, the guy needs before PPP and Win to lead them. And if they don't change the message and and all of these things, it's out. Come telling people. Anyway, guys, listen. This was a evening and a half. I was here in a little while now, and let me see, because I'm in these comments. Exactly. No, they continue with the racial politics, and they gotta move away from that. They gotta move away from that because they ain't going nowhere. They understand that. It's like when Ganesh say, what? He bringing back Afro guys to the party. What's wrong to Ganesh? Ganesh, what you doing bringing back what Afro guys to what party? PNC and own Afro Guyanese. You imagine? And the biggest insult is like you Indian man telling you he bringing back Afro Guyanese to the party. That for sure. Listen, I got your own selfish needs. Can you imagine that? An Indian man telling you I'm on a mission to bring back Afro Guyanese to the party. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. Real crazy. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining in on this live here. Oh my gosh. And I overslept and I gotta get something to eat. I don't want to order nothing, so I'm going to whip up something quickly. I don't really like to eat fast food. Exactly. And telling us blame us black people to bring us and lie to say that we are the same cause we black. Exactly. So to put out a narrative, and like for shaming you, like, oh, you're black is supposed to vote. No, you got your own selfish need. Imagining Guyana. Them things done with. I I saw myself, my kids, right? My ex-husband is East Indian, right? My kids is half Indian, half black. I get grandkids will look just like Indian. Who are you telling me? And I'm not the only one. In this generation with this whole mix-up situation, you telling people they got vote. That mean you're breaking up people's house. You're going to break up people's house for the vote. Because now you can tell people, oh, they got to vote because of race. So what do you make sure I'm voting? What I'm voting? And these guys sit down, right? well-educated guys. I ain't got them education at all. I saw people, so when you come and say, oh, you can't talk or whatever, yes, I don't even care what you say. I get common sense. Common sense, because some decision, education people taking, I really want to know if they're educated. You understand? So, when you come in and tell these people, oh, you got to vote because of race. So what happened to the mixed race children? With the voting? What you telling me? You watching a mixed child, well, father's Indian, mother's black. So what you telling that way you gonna tell the child who they supposed to vote for, right? In 2025, your own message is that no, and then I get a lot. They treat the supporters bad. Supporters do a lot, and they kick them to the curve. But still, one is it's like you don't treat me good, but I must still stay by your car now. And you troll. Listen, I it's too much to handle. It's too much to handle. It's too much to handle. But how I hope this whole thing, PNC learn. You understand? They have to come away from this old racial. Oh, when you watch, it's an old set of black person in the park. No, I'm sorry. You know, that used to happen, and it stopped. And if you see Barry Jagdeo moving away, y'all say what y'all like. I don't like all the guy policy. I don't like everything. I tell you, I don't like everything. I could have been supporting PPP. I didn't support PPP when they never went in, existent when I walk away from PNC. But I always tell you guys, I always like Jack Dio. I like Jack Dio because politics is politician style. He know what he's doing. He dedicate himself to politics, and the guy studied. The guy will always get like modernized. If you start here, you start at the bottom, you must not stay at the bottom. You have to always learn. So you cannot come in like not as a politician. Oh, he's a politician. A scientist or a politician scientist or whatever. A political scientist. He's a political scientist and got old time ways of science. You understand? You got to get upgrade. Look, I a family friend, right? He used to do the sign artists, make them boards, them sign artists, right? And I remember my aunt or something, he sent something from outside with his wife when she come in the country. So I went and collect it. So, he was telling me, I saw business and so you say, how the market get everything is graphic and people moving away from this sign artist or whatever. And guess what? He said, D, I got to get into that. I got to tap into this market. All the years the guy was doing that kind of business, this sign artist thing where you take the paint or whatever and you sign and you make your thing and your people put up the board or whatever. That's what we do for the years. He was good in it. Good. But then times change and the people move into, the graphic. So he said, D, I got to move into this. So he had to know, go and learn and get into that. He can't say, oh, this is why burn and grow, this is why no, and you sticking on that and losing because times have changed and people are moving ahead. So you don't care, do or die. I can stay a sign artist. I even care if I can get work, No, the guy had to equip himself and move with the times. You understand? Guys, I was at a story for backup meeting. I don't know. But there's a true story. That his name is Garden. And this guy say he got to get with the times. And that is what PNC gets with. The times. Years ago, you could see so many Afro-Guineans in PPP party in front line that you see this in this last election. But Jack, you get with the times. He know he gotta move. He get your base. You get your base, but you gotta attract other people, other things. You gotta get with the times. People are moved away. The country is getting mixed up. You can't preach, this racial politics all the time. Don't matter what is it. You cannot preach it. You gotta come away. You gotta show front. Even how you're feeling, you got your front got to show different. You understand? So he know he front got to show different. But PNC still run with this narrative and expect Afro guy needs to still put the eggs. They better learn. They learn. You know, so it was really crazy. Really crazy. So so if they don't get with upgrade the party, you cannot run with that. It is so attacking win not gonna make the supporters come back. I don't understand. Attacking win would make you supporters come back. Your narrative, what you put out, make your supporters run. Your style of running is where you gotta examine. It's not win. People was walking away before Win even come on the scene. You understand? That is why. If Win was a problem, why so much Afro Guyanese gone over to PPP? Ask yourself. If Win political party was a problem, why so many Afro Guyanese gone over to PPP? Why? Why so much Afro Guyanese stay home and refuse to give you a vote? So you to tell you it's an internal problem that you're supposed to examine yourself and say, no, our message is bad. We got to show a front. I'm sorry. You know, we got to show a front. And that's it. That is it. Anyway, guys, again, I said gone and I ain't gone. So, guys, until next day, tomorrow. Tomorrow, oh my gosh, we will talk again. And, you know. Oh. Anyway, guys, have a good night. Have a good one. As we hear and we judge. Yes, we judge over here. And we judge the deal or no deal. And we, at least me, I say, PNC had a good deal and they did not take the deal. They rather, you know, to run away. And don't have region 4 or whatever in the feelings, whatever is the situation for whatever the thing doing that, the supporters can sorry for them. I don't know what it was. But guess what? Times are moving, people are moving, nobody have time for nonsense. Nobody, you know, everybody moving, everybody looking for better living. I'm very sorry. Nobody in feeling will be grandfather, granddaddy voting here and all of those times are over with. And the faster they get into grip and in time with that, it's gonna be better for them. So until next time, this is your girl Dion signing out. Love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. And don't forget to put a like, press the mash that like button, leave a comment. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe. Over here, we bring it real. We don't be in our feelings. We want better. At least me, I want better for Guyana, and I understand. I am sugarcoating nothing for nobody. You do bullshit, I can call it your bullshit. You could black like me or blacker than me, and you do shit, I can call you shit. No, sweetie, I'm covering up for you. So until next time, this is your girl D checking out. Bye bye.